and gentlemen, boys and girls, loan officers and salespeople of all ages. You are tuned into the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah, so today's going to be all about you.
I've been waiting my whole life for this, Dio.
For your whole life.
My entire life has led me to this moment when I would be able to be the main voice of reason on a podcast.
Bro, you're an only child. Hasn't it been all about you for your whole life?
Yes, and that's how it should be, and that's how it will continue.
So that's what happened. You graduated college, moved out from mom and dad, got married, and
Yep.
realized the world is not all about you. So for the past 15 plus or 12 plus years, you have been
Looking through the world with rose-colored glasses.
Okay.
Because, yeah, still, I mean, you know, the way I live my life is just like on the airlines when you used to be able to fly. It's like, you know, secure your mask first before helping others. That's how I live my life.
Yeah, put yourself first, you'll never be last.
Wow, sounds like you practice it too?
Well, no, the saying is you put others first, you'll never be last. But anyone with some narcissistic tendencies, any of my only children out there may have twisted that a little bit. You know, I can see tomato, first, last, never be last, always be first. It works.
It does.
But look, it's going to be all about you. 2 reasons why. 3 reasons why.
Okay.
1, you're worth it.
Thanks, man.
Okay. 2, you taught a pretty badass class
Thank you.
to about 50 realtors a couple weeks ago that we got rave reviews, and they're bringing you back on for an encore next week.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Encore. And then just yesterday, true story, Facebook, I log in. Time Hop. Is it called Time Hop?
Time Hop's on Instagram, but Facebook own Instagram, so let's just call it Time Hop for the sake of calling it Time
Okay,
Hop.
it's basically the notification you get that says, this day in history.
Yes.
9 years ago, 10 years ago, last year. It's your friendiversary. Okay, I literally got one from like 9 years ago. My post. This was back, if you remember, early Facebook. You used to think like every post started with your first name and you had to complete the sentence.
Yes.
So you say John Coleman, and you
Yeah,
just
I
say
remember.
is excited about going to the New
Yes.
Kids on the Block
Yeah.
concert. Right, so it was still that.
Yeah.
So like we hadn't yet started like really holding conversations and making opinion posts just yet. It
Yeah.
was just about what we were doing.
Yeah.
Mine said, Dustin Owen is thinking that this Facebook thing has run its course.
Wow, you called the end of Facebook 9 years ago, and here we are.
I mean, I've been wrong a ton in my life, and I'll continue to be wrong, but I could not have been more wrong. There's no way I could have been more wrong about that.
Maybe if you said MySpace, maybe.
Yeah. So what I want to do today is we're going to spend the next, we just wasted 5 minutes.
It's fine.
Okay, shooting the shit, having fun. We're going to spend the next 20 minutes, possibly 22 if you're really good. And I want to share with the audience some of the tips and tricks that you have learned over your career as a marketing, media, social, well, you're a social professional, but you're a social media professional, a media professional, marketing professional.
Thank you.
You are the prince of partying as well.
Yes.
But we're going to leave that for a whole different episode, like
Totally
maybe a JC and Dio after hours.
Ooh.
Right?
Friday nights at 11 p.m.?
It's at 11 p.m. I'm usually in bed by 11 p.m. on a
Don't
Friday
lie
night.
to our viewers. Don't lie to
Saturday
the listeners.
night, different story. Get turned up.
Okay.
Friday night, I'm worn out.
Okay.
In bed.
Fair.
No, but no, in all seriousness, we live in an age. It's 2020. Hell, it's June of 2020. We're halfway through the year. If you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Instagram, if you're not talking about a YouTube channel, hey, you're behind the 8 ball.
Super behind the 8 ball.
Okay, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how about this? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
Now, if you're not using video, you're definitely 2 years behind.
You're antiquated.
Yeah. I mean,
Is it antiquated? Antiquity.
how about this? You're slow.
Yeah.
You need to speed up.
Yes.
You need to catch up.
Yes.
You need to wake up.
You need to catch up because at the rate that things are changing and how quickly they're accelerating, if you're unfamiliar with how to do, I'll just throw it out there, an Instagram live video now, then, boy, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. I would say when the next update comes, I would say at the end of this year.
Yeah. So it's ever evolving, ever changing.
Always.
Our kids are all over TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
No.
Okay.
I'm out.
At some point.
I'm going to.
Now, TikTok may go the way of Pinterest.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah,
I think it will. But yeah, you're absolutely right. If you don't understand the platform, you're going to be behind when it does take off. God forbid we ever start a Waterstone official TikTok page. That's when I know really things have gone bad. But no, it's.
Can you dance? Because all I know about TikTok is that my kids are always on there, more my daughter than my son, doing these crazy dances to every song.
No.
Okay.
I'm a millennial, and just to let you know, for TikTok, way over my head, I don't even get it.
Okay.
So just to let you know, that's where things are going.
But you're a millennial.
Yes.
So your generation is the largest generation of future home buyers we have seen since the baby boomers.
Yes.
Okay. You are on Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, not so much on Twitter.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and here, Twitter, I don't recommend Twitter because if you dive into Twitter, it's 90% people who view, 10% are people who post, and anything they post, it's not consumable for the business standpoint. It's I don't know, a lot of political grandstanding.
Yeah, it's too much. No, Twitter had its place for exclusive things, for things like, I would say, sneaker drops, or hey, we have a special flash sale only available now. It was a conversational tool kind of back in the day, but now what it's kind of morphed into, you're absolutely right. It's just a posting board for political views, other views, rants, etc.
It almost reminds me of watching Sports Center, and they have the scroll at the bottom.
Yes, the ticker.
The ticker. It has like the box scores, and it has like breaking news.
Yes.
But after I've watched Sports Center for 15 minutes,
you got all you need. Yeah, exactly.
In fact, ESPN ruined Sports Center for me the minute they put the ticker down there because I quit watching the program all you need. Because I watched the ticker, and it's like you gave away all the good parts.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're not going to get into Twitter, and I'm glad you and I both agree. Twitter is not the space. And look, today's episode is geared towards our loan officers, our realtor friends, some of our financial advisor friends, our financial service friends, life insurance, anyone who has a business to promote, anyone we're networking. Just networking is a part of what you need to do to become successful.
Yes.
Because these are social networks.
Yes.
And I think that's a key word that doesn't get mentioned enough.
Yes.
Social networks. But it's more than just, oh, you got to be on Facebook. Well, okay, cool. But how and why, right? How do I do it? Why do I need to do it?
Yeah.
And then you're going to teach us and talk how we use video.
Yes.
Like, true or false? You should be using video and images on every single post you have.
Absolutely true, without a doubt.
Either an image,
video if you can, but image at a minimum. You should avoid just posting copy at all costs, unless you're just out there making a statement. And you just want to get out there. You don't want engagement. That's not your goal.
And I'm gonna give our audience an example. If I want to sell a car, do I put a picture of the car in that ad, or do I just put text?
God, well, I would hope if you're trying to sell the car today, you'd want to add a picture.
Okay, how about a house?
Yeah, you might want to add a picture. Just food for thought.
Okay. People generally, do they like to read the book or watch the movie?
Watch the movie.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, if you think in that same mindset, that same frame, you need pictures to your post.
Yes.
So you need to be on Facebook.
Yep.
You need to be on Instagram. You need to be contemplating.
Yes.
Contemplating a YouTube channel.
Yes.
But I would tell you, look, Facebook is where 35 to 65-year-olds are.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But 35 to 65 feed you today. They don't feed you tomorrow.
Correct.
Tomorrow, IG, baby, is where it's at. Instagram.
Exactly. I'm glad you started, because Facebook, you really should cut your teeth on Facebook, because once you understand Facebook, you'll have a better understanding of Instagram. And then as a byproduct of that, you'll be better prepared to create content for YouTube once you get there. And I know I promise you we're going to get into videos. I promise. Right now you're hearing, hey, you got to do them. Yeah.
Right? But then everyone else is probably thinking, well, yeah, but how? Oh, my God, that's scary. Where do I start?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to say just do it.
Literally.
Right? It's like anything. Just do it. I think I said this on a different podcast. I'm going to continue saying it. If you want to run a marathon, you know what you do?
Take the first step.
Yeah, go run. Go. Even if you can only jog a minute, walk a minute, jog a minute, walk a minute.
Yep.
You will eventually get there. I have a 15-year-old son. He wants to be able to bench press 205 pounds. He's like, well, how do I get there? I'm like, well, let's start working out every day.
Yeah.
Like
people, yeah, you said it. People expect, they just want the Steven Spielberg video at the end. They don't want to go through all of the, have to pick up the camera, have to do another take, have to do what? But I'm telling you, the biggest barrier to entry when it comes to just picking up the camera and just making a video is yourself. Your own ego is like the biggest barrier to entry is what I found.
It's getting over the fact the video is not for you.
Correct.
And it's not about you.
Correct.
And more importantly, think about this. You're not important. Wow. That's a hard one.
It's a hard pill to swallow for a lot.
Now, I'm the most guilty at this. Like, I think, oh my God, people are going to be making fun of me, or people are going to remember this. No, they're not. They're not going to remember it.
People on the internet have the shortest memory for as long, even though things on the internet live on forever, which is weird. No matter how bad you think the video is, we've all been a testament to. Remember that bad video that was viral a couple of months ago?
Nope.
Exactly. Nope. Neither do I. Yeah. But at the moment, everybody knew.
Well, it reminds me of a story that one of my favorite uncles ever shared with me. He ran car dealerships forever, and he ran buy here, pay here. Well, buy here, pay here has a bad rap, and with a bad rap, you're going to get hungry news reporters, investigative reporters, and they're going to come out and they're going to do a story because ultimately one of your salespeople sold a car to a person who, for whatever reason, didn't go the way it was supposed to.
Yep.
My uncle loved it when the news cameras came out, and they wanted to bash the dealership because a salesperson may have done something that was deemed unscrupulous, because he was like, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew if they came out on Thursday, I would sell 8 more cars on Saturday.
Wow.
And if you think about yourself in that same context, if we're asking you to make videos and post them, don't be afraid of how it's going to look the first time, how you're going to sound, because doing it is better than not doing it.
Correct.
Any publicity is better than no publicity.
Correct.
But I think knowing some basics, and if we can get into those basics, that's going to be crutch. And there's a couple basics I think we need to lay the foundation, just in general.
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, everything is in steps. Coleman already said, start with Facebook. Once you know it's Facebook, it'll let you get to Instagram.
Yep.
I'm telling you, Facebook, Instagram, then you move to YouTube in that order. On Facebook, there's 2 different ways. I'm talking to my business professionals out there. You have a personal page and you have a business page.
Yep.
We all learned in Sales 101, people don't do business with businesses. People do business with people.
Yep.
You need to dominate your personal page first.
Yes.
Dominate your personal page without vomiting on your friends. Business page, I will get to that in a second, but we are going to pick that up. We're going to put it off to the side, and we're going to talk about the personal page. Personal page, here's what you need to do. Have it actually set up. Actually have a profile set up where you go through the tutorial, and if you can't find one, go to that website called YouTube. Yeah. And I'm sure they'll have a tutorial. Someone has done trainings, multiple trainings all over the place. But make sure like you have a profile picture and you talk about the high school you graduated from and you talk about the college you went to and if you're married or not married. And you don't have to divulge the day and the year you were born.
Nope.
In fact, I don't have my birthday on my Facebook because I hate the fact that people wish me happy birthday who otherwise wouldn't have known it's my birthday.
I know, right?
Unless they knew me like really, really personal.
So fake.
But other people do, right? To each is their own. But you have that because think about yourself in a networking setting. If you're to go out and network, what are you going to talk about? Oh, where are you from originally? Where do you live? Where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to college? Who do you work for? Your Facebook profile should be able to answer all of that.
The first thing, if I get referred anybody, if I'm looking for a loan, anything, you know what the first thing they're going to do? They're going to look you up on Facebook and Instagram. But automatically, the first thing they're going to do is type you into Facebook and then just go down the rabbit hole.
And people do business with people, not people do business with businesses.
Yes.
They need to like you as a person. They can't like you if they can't see you.
Exactly. And
so you want to be seen. And what do you want to show them about you? This is going to be very crucial. Again, if you are a networking person and you're trying to increase your sales or your business by networking more, you need more friends. So get out there. If you think you know them, send them a friend request. If they send you a friend request, accept them.
Yes.
Okay. There is a little trick that you can actually accept somebody. And if you don't like what they post or if they're vomiters themselves, meaning they post too much, you can hide them.
Block them.
Block them.
Yeah.
Like they'll still be eligible to see your post, but you stop seeing theirs. They have no idea that you did it.
Yeah.
Right? I've blocked family. I've blocked best friends. I've blocked coworkers, right? I can go back and unblock them. But for whatever reason, sometimes I block them because I'm just seeing too much of their newsfeed and I want to see other people's newsfeeds.
Yeah.
Okay. Might be getting too deep when we start talking that language, but just know this in order. You have to have a personal page.
Yes.
You have to have your profile, spend some time on it.
Yes.
You then have to invite people to be your friend, to be in your network, to be in your circle, accept theirs. You have to post.
Yeah.
Now, you have to post. Here's a rule. Post 1 to 2 times a day, every day.
Yep.
Do not post more than 3.
Do not.
Do not.
Do not.
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay. Now, this is a personal page. This is not a page to be pimping yourself and your business to your friends. So, rule of thumb, for every 3 personal posts, do a post that introduces or reminds people to what you do for a living. Now, that doesn't mean we're having a sale. Come to us today. It could mean so excited for Saturday's sale. We're hoping to break a store record.
Yep.
Right. That would be something that you would tell your cousin if you met up with him or her for coffee. Like, oh yeah, how's work going? Oh God, we're excited. We're having this huge sale on Saturday. We're hoping to break a record.
Yeah.
Right. Like think of it conversationally. If I'm a loan officer, because this is the Loan Officer Podcast, and I'm following this rule of thumb. Rule of thumb, again, is I'm not posting more than 1 to 2 times a day, and only every 3rd post can be work-related, meaning I have to do a post about fishing with my son, horseback riding with my daughter, guys' weekend, the rocket launch, like literally things I most recently posted about. I may then be reminded that, man, I really want to remind people to check out the podcast. So what will I do? I may be like, had a great time with Coleman today, knocking out episodes 37 and 38.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Like I'm not saying, hey, tune in, share, like. Trust me, I want people. I want people to share this. I want them to like it. I want them to tell their friends about it and to subscribe. But I didn't have to do that. As a loan officer, I don't need to jump on my private Facebook saying, rates are at 3.125%. Call now. Don't miss out. No.
It's the last thing.
Yeah, but I can say something on the lines of, just had the best refinance consultation with a past client. I'm going to save them $300 a month. I can't believe rates are this low.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
That's all I have to do. But I have to do it consistently.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yep.
That means I dedicate time to it.
Yep.
Now, once I have done that, by the way, on my post, do I need to use graphics, images, and videos?
Graphics on the videos?
No, I'm sorry. On my post in general.
Yeah.
You
want to do that.
So, hey, by the way, every one of those posts that I was talking about,
yeah,
I need to either have a picture ready to go.
Got to.
Or I need to have a video ready to go.
Yeah. But here's the thing: people get caught up when people have to make content for their business or for their page. They kind of get tied up. I don't know how to do it. But you look at their personal page and they're always on their phone. They're always taking pictures. You're always making content. So if you look at it through that lens, you're already on their phone. You're already taking selfies. Just capture the content. Don't worry about how it's going to get used. That's a big tip for me. A lot of people get in an instance where I need to take a picture, I need to make a video, and they make it right then and there, and then they get rushed and they get scatterbrained. Just record it. Just take out the phone, hit record. Don't worry about posting it. Don't worry when it's going to get used. More times than not, you will find an opportunity later on down the road to pluck that piece of content out and use it.
So, true story. That was the best advice John gave me from your training 2 weeks ago. He was like, hey, look, we were talking off the line after the training. He goes, you're going out this week and just make sure you're more conscious that your phone's in your pocket and bring it out.
Yeah.
So, literally, we were boating with our friends, the Bells. We hopped off the boat. I looked up. I saw a cool picture of a lighthouse. I grabbed my phone. It took me maybe 45 seconds.
Yep.
I didn't know what I was going to do with a picture of the lighthouse or a picture of the waves crashing on the shore or a video. I ended up using both of them.
Yep.
But it all because I was in tune and turned on.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, you got to be on Facebook. You got to be personal. Yeah. Every single one of your posts needs to have a picture or a video.
Yes.
You can take it from your phone. Question from you.
Yeah.
Is there a place that I can go to get stock photos?
Yeah.
Where?
Google. I mean, there's a lot of places to get stock photos. I mean, there's like paid memberships. I mean, you can go to like Shutterstock has a lot. What I would recommend is Adobe Stock. It's part of a subscription plan. If you're interested in Photoshop, if you need Photoshop, everything's a subscription now, so you don't have to pay it for a la carte. Adobe Stock has all the stock photos you could ever imagine. Easy to search. You have unlimited.
How much?
Depends. $20 a month. $20 a month.
$20 a month.
Yeah, $20 a month.
Okay, so you're telling me the price of 2 Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
And 3 lottery tickets.
Yeah, you could have unlimited content, new content.
Yeah, if I'm running a business, I should be able to put $240 a year.
Oh yeah.
Into this.
Oh yeah, it pays for itself in the end.
Well, and I look cooler. Look, if I'm using, what's it called again?
Adobe Stock.
Adobe Stock.
Yeah.
But yes, Google. Google's my favorite place to go for a quick image.
Yeah.
Is it a fair assumption to make that if I do an image search on Google and it pops up that it's not copywritten?
It's fine. Listen, if we're talking about specifically for our personal pages, now this isn't a TED Talk for Microsoft and all these other big companies. If we're talking about your personal page, feel free to, my favorite thing, swipe and adapt.
I learned that. Well, and what's the worst thing they're going to get? Cease and desist, and I take it down.
Bro,
honestly, right? If someone were to, they're like, hey, take this down, I'm like, oh, my bad.
In the age of social media, it is about sharing. Now, there's a difference between sharing and plagiarizing. We're not saying plagiarize, but if we're saying, take that, if you're in a bind, you need a piece of content to put up, there's nothing wrong. Hell, you see it all the time. That's how memes get started, and that's how memes go viral.
Yeah. Something just to keep in mind in general, and look, to each is their own, so I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. Be mindful. If you are networking via your social network and you have a business that you want to subconsciously promote, that's what we're doing on our personal page. Realize how political, how social, how woke you want to be on said forums, on how confrontational you want to be replying to people.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of it. You may be one that you're like, I am who I am. And you're going to love me for who I am. You're going to work with me for who I am. And if you're not down with it, I'm not down with you. Hey, high five.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'll tell you from a business standpoint, you just alienated a good source of clients. But, hey, you do you.
Yeah.
My advice would be, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find a different. Maybe you use Twitter for that.
Yes.
Maybe Twitter's your way to be woke, to be socially right or socially left or argumentative or debate worthy.
Yes.
But, maybe you pick and choose your mediums.
That's correct.
All right. Facebook business. Man, I could talk for years and years and years on this. I promise you I won't. Let's see if I get my timer out real quick. All right. We're going to give me like 90 to 120 seconds.
Synchronize.
Go. Nobody ever, 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 ever at this point is going to find you and do business with you because you have a Facebook business page.
Get out of here.
Yeah. True story. True story. And I'm this is geared towards like 1099 independent contractors, small businesses. Like this is for like everyday ground level folk, right? This is what this podcast is for.
Yes.
Again, if you are a Fortune 500 company, way different. way different.
Yeah.
Okay? This is geared towards salesmen and women who network for a living in order to promote a service, typically a service that they provide and get commissioned to do.
Yep.
Okay. Your business page is your term, John, not mine, repository.
Yes.
Right? It's a placekeeper. Now, eventually, once you have dominated the Facebook personal page, by dominating, you have 5,000. That's a lot. 1,000 friends. Yeah. You are on every day posting twice a day. You know that every third or fourth post has something that promotes your business, even if it's a softer approach. You're commenting and you're sharing and you're liking. You're engaged in that community. If then you want to have a badass, professionally done business page, you should have one, and you should be posting once or twice a day. And your post can be nothing but business. Yeah. They can have CTAs, call to actions.
Correct.
You're not going to have a call to action on your personal.
Nope.
You're going to have that call to action on your business. The problem is, how do you get people on your business page?
I'm glad. It's a great question.
Yeah, how do I do that?
Cross-pollination. So what you want to do is take people the audience that you have on your personal page and direct them over to your business page.
So if I don't have a network, a community, 1,000+ people on my personal, what good is that business page?
It doesn't do much good.
Yeah, because I'm going to develop a business page, and here's a cool little feature you have in Facebook. The minute it's built, you can click a button. It says invite all my friends.
And that's the first thing you want to do.
Yeah, the first thing. Like you invite all your friends. Now, most of us, I'm your friend on Facebook. I just delete it. But the good news is if it went out to 1,000 or 2,000 people, you probably have 100 or 200 that instantaneously liked it.
Yep.
Now, from there, you can get on, is it called DM, direct message?
Yeah, Messenger.
Messenger. Facebook Messenger. Because you've built out this elaborate network of friends on your personal page, you now can start, hey, John, it's Dustin. Hope you're doing well. Will you do me a favor and like my business page?
Yep.
Now, you keep doing that. Now you have 500 or 400 or 600 people who like your business page. What can I do once I have, let's just say 500 people who like it? And look, I want to do business from my Facebook business page, but I knew that I couldn't do anything until I had dominated the personal space. Now that I've done the basics, and by the way, with my business page, just like with my personal page, I'm using infographics, graphics, video preferably, and I'm posting daily, if not twice a day.
Correct.
Like that's a given.
Yep.
I'm working it. It's part of my networking activities that I have to do as a salesperson.
Yep.
I used the cross-pollination to achieve 400, 500, 600 likes. Usually these are the same people I'm friends with on personal and now like my business.
Yep.
But I want to get my business page to 2,000 likes. How do I do that?
Well, now that you hit that number, you can start running targeted ads and promotions. Targeted
ads and promotions. And I'm guessing you would teach me to create an ad that I probably utilizing video.
Yeah. I would suggest video, yes.
Okay. And I can say I only want that ad to go to anyone who is Facebook friends with people who already like my page.
That is correct.
Wow. And if I did that, I could probably pick up an extra 400 likes.
Easy.
So I've doubled my likes.
Easy.
Now, if I do this 2 more times over the next, let's say, I don't know, 6 weeks, I have probably gone from 400 to, let's just say, 700, 700 to 11, 11 to 1,800.
Yes.
Now that I have 1,800 people who like my page, and let's say my business was running a promotion, I could just do an ad that talked about my promotion.
Exactly.
I can't do that on my personal page.
It's working for you when you're sleeping. It's literally targeting people and having your content pop up in their feeds when you literally in your sleep.
But if I woke up and said, I need to be on Facebook, and I went and I didn't have a personal page and I just wanted a business page, or my personal page was weak AF, or my personal page, I had like 100 friends, I should not even bother with my business page.
That's like me saying, hey, I want to go straight to the NBA. I don't need to play collegiate basketball. That's literally.
Are you LeBron?
Are
you Kobe?
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
yeah, but it's a step.
Hopefully, you're not Kwame.
Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
Damn.
Remember him?
Yes, I do.
I think he fizzled, but I think he was a straight from
straight from high school. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're right. It's everything is in steps. It's in unison.
Yeah.
Now, once I've done that, dude, how does Instagram work?
Instagram, the beast. Instagram is more.
What's more important if you were out selling
for sales? Okay.
To 30 to 40-year-olds.
Oh, Facebook all day.
Facebook.
If you're selling to 30 and 40-year-olds, you want to have a good dominant foothold and grasp on Facebook.
What if I'm selling to 20 and 30-year-olds?
You want to be on Instagram.
Okay.
Now, Instagram is that shiny toy that honestly it's self-centered, it's egotistical, it's pretty selfies. You want your content and to look kind of polished on Instagram. It's sexy. Put it this way, you're not going to be getting a ton of leads, I wouldn't think, off of Instagram. However, Instagram is so you could build your brand.
Okay.
It's more of a brand building tool rather than kind of, because Facebook, you could set it up to where you're selling stuff on Facebook, you're getting kind of direct leads. Instagram is kind of moving towards that direction, and it's kind of making it a little bit easier for businesses and individuals to kind of promote businesses on Instagram. But right now, I think I would just use that as a brand tool.
Now, if I'm on Instagram, is there any rule of thumb for how long these videos should be?
Yes. Instagram, if you're just posting directly to your page, has a 60-second video limit. It's very important to remember this because a lot of times people will take, because Facebook doesn't have any limits. So a lot of times people will take a long form video, a video that they made on their phone, what have you, might be a minute, 10 seconds, minute and a half, and then just blindly post it to Instagram. You can't do that because after the 59-second mark, Instagram will just shut off your video. Now, let's say you have something important. Let's say you were in the middle of a sentence and you don't check it. it just looks tacky. You have to be cognizant of the platform you're posting on.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes.
Great to know. How about this? Because we kind of promoted this as video. We've talked a lot about really the social media pages, but I just think that's paramount anytime we go into this to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've laid the foundation. Do I need to go out and buy a camera?
You don't. And that's another common misconception. Everybody sees these fancy SLRs. They see content creators with gimbals out there. Everybody's making their own content. Oh, I can't be like that. If you have a phone that's not a flip phone, hell, if you have a Razr with a camera on it, you can do this. Most cell phones nowadays are 4K, 1080p, high definition. Honestly, social channels are geared towards optimizing mobile platforms. So if you can take pictures and video on your phone, you can create content.
Okay, you mentioned a gimbal. What's a gimbal?
A gimbal is a stabilization tool. A lot of times you might, like if you, they call it hand footage, like if it's shaky, like handshake, you might get it no matter how steady you're trying to hold it. A gimbal just acts as a stabilizer, so you can hold it out there. You might have seen them before, like selfie sticks. That'll be kind of stationary. A gimbal is a great tool to use to just add a layer of polish to your videos to make it kind of give you that cinematic look without having to go out and buy the fancy camera or the fancy rig.
What does a gimbal cost, roughly?
You can get gimbals now for $100
$100
on Amazon. $100.
Okay, so this is my analogy. You're talking about a gimbal, and everything in life is all in phases, right?
Yes.
All in steps.
Yes.
You crawl before you walk, right? But before you even crawl, you have to learn how to sit up. You have to learn how to roll over, right? That's. I want to get into triathlons.
Yes.
Okay, so did I go out and buy a $1,600? Which, by the way, they'd be like a starter bike.
Yeah, I know.
No, I bought a $200 used bike that actually came with the riding shoes. And here was my thought. If I use this bike to train and I actually compete in 2 sprint triathlons, I want to do a sprint and maybe an Olympic.
Yeah.
Okay, different distances. If I achieve that, my reward is I get to go spend $1,600.
Yeah.
God, I hope my wife is not listening to this. I get to spend $1,600 on a newer, still beginner bike.
Yep.
If I'm going to do video, I don't need to go out and buy anything until maybe I start doing it consistently, until I get to a point that, I'm ready to take it to the next level. Exactly. I'm ready to go from just being able to roll over and keep my head up to crawling to walking to running, running to sprinting, right?
Yes.
That would be my advice. But the gimbal for $100, there's gonna be some people that are like, "Yo, $100? That's like one hand of blackjack."
Yeah.
And the casinos have been closed for 3 months. I'll go buy a gimbal because maybe their crutch is that they do have fear of the shaky hand syndrome. Cool. Spend $100 on a gimbal. Use your phone. Yeah. How about like lighting?
Yes.
How about mic? I mean, camera angles.
Yes.
Any tips or tricks that you can provide us?
Yes. Lighting is very important. I'm glad you brought out sound. Let me start with sound. There's a rule of thumb which is odd. People will forgive you if you're watching a video. People will allow, like, some if the video is kind of grainy, they'll allow that. If your audio is bad for some reason, people are just out. It's a weird kind of human thing. They've done studies about it. Audio is very important. If you're on your cell phone, it becomes a little tricky. Cell phone audio most of the time isn't as crisp as using a microphone on an SLR camera. However, with technology and Amazon, there's plugins, there's plugins you can use, they're microphone plugs that you can plug directly in your phone that will up the sound quality exponentially.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm talking about like $10, $15 mics that you can plug into your phone. If you can't do that, there's all sorts of hacks. But listen, the rule of thumb is if you're recording a video and you want people to hear your voice, just move away from noisy stuff. Turn off the cell phones. You don't want to have TVs blaring in the background. You just want to do it in a room that doesn't maybe have a lot of echo, a lot of reverberations. So a hack, if you just want to do a selfie video instructing X client to do it in your closet. I know it might be weird finding a good angle, but do it in your closet because the clothes will actually act as a dampening mechanism.
Okay.
So sound is important.
Wind is terrible.
Yes. Don't. Can you say so? Exactly. Don't. Wind is bad. Lighting. Don't shoot into the light. Please. The light being the sun, any sort of light source, you want the light to be hitting your face. So, for example, if I'm shooting a video...
Wait a minute. So when I go to a play...
Yes.
They put the spotlight on the person,
correct,
not behind the person.
Behind the person.
Okay, all right.
It's
real simple concept.
Have you ever taken? This has happened to everybody. You've asked someone to take a picture of you out and about, and you get the photo, and it's just dark. Why is that? It's overexposed because the light is coming from behind. It's shining the camera. It overexposes it, underexposes it, what have you. Shitty picture. Can't do anything about it.
So if I'm doing a selfie, I should be looking into the sun.
Yes, you should.
Yep.
Now, listen, all this stuff might seem like a lot, but honestly, there's kits online. You could just Google it. You could go to Amazon. They have these starter content creator kits, starter kits. For $50, you can get a light ring, which is basically kind of a little light ring you would see on a kind of a stand that lights your face. You can get a tripod for your phone and a microphone for your phone, all for $50. Now that's a great starter kit tool. It's going to lower the barrier to entry for you making content, and honestly, just those 3 things alone will up the quality and the production value of your videos tenfold.
Here is a little tip or trick coming from a novice.
Yeah.
Until you and I launched the Loan Officer podcast 2 months ago, I was never on Instagram. Okay. Occasionally, I would check my son's Instagram to make sure he wasn't doing ish he shouldn't be doing.
Yep.
But I wasn't on Instagram. We created this Instagram account. You challenged me. I challenged myself to start doing more posts that are less about the next show and more about just the day in the life of.
Yep.
Instagram has filters.
Yes.
I can take a picture for Instagram and it will allow me to apply filters, which makes my photo look jazzier, look fresher.
Yeah,
it pops.
Yeah.
And I don't have to use it on Instagram. I can save it and put it on Facebook instead.
Exactly.
Like that's a really cool hack. Because what I don't want to do, by the way, if you get to a point that you're working both mediums, both platforms, don't post the same thing on IG and the same thing on Facebook. If you do one on Wednesday and one next Monday.
Stagger them.
But be authentic and organic. You taught me this. Authentic and organic. Because look, you can set up your Facebook to where everything that you post on Facebook also posts on Instagram.
Automatically, yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Don't. That's a cop-out. Just don't do it. How about editing software? Like my iPhone, does it have editing software?
It does. Most iPhones, if not all of them now, if you have a Mac, they come with a little thing called iMovie. And that is honestly a great beginner's tool into video editing. It allows you to drop watermarks. You can make cuts. You can add transitions. And again, all of this it might seem daunting, but I mean.
Hey, look this up, guys. Everyone listening and watching, watermarks. So watermark is like you don't even recognize them until you look for them. Yeah. But it makes things look professional. Yes. It makes them look. It's just one of those things that you subconsciously don't pick up. But when you look at a video that is watermarked versus one that isn't, it's kind of like your own stamp, right?
Correct.
Like that's what you would describe it as.
Yeah, exactly. And it allows you to identify this piece of content. It puts your stamp on it and
your
logo, and also it shows that you took the time to put it on there. Even if it takes 2 seconds, it shows that you had the thoughtfulness to watermark your piece of content. It's huge.
Yep. And on videos, it's like anything. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yes, it truly is. Who is going to watch you ramble for 5 or 6 minutes, especially if you don't catch their attention up front?
Yes.
Your video should be 90 seconds. 45 to 90 seconds is how long you want a video to be.
Sweet spot.
Go back to like 9th grade English. Okay. Tell me what you're going to tell me. Tell it to me. Tell me what you told me.
Yep.
That's it. That's your flow, right? You need a hook. You need a catch. So your video needs to catch my attention. You have about 3 to 8 seconds between your image and what you tell me before I move on.
Correct.
Now keep this in mind. You taught this to me. I'm going to share it with the audience. Most people start off listening to a video, or I'm not listening, watching the video. It's in mute.
Correct.
So you need to have captions.
Yep.
You need to have captions. Now, if you're putting it on Facebook, when you post the video, Facebook will ask you, do you want captions?
Yeah, they'll do it for you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. In fact, you even pick what language you want captions in. I think one day I'm going to do mine in Kyrgyz.
You should.
Just to see what happens. But no, use captions. But if you have a really cool pop or a really cool hook and it's audio, don't put it in second 1 or 2. I'd slide it back to about second 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to listen right away. They're going to see it. So your visual has to pop.
Yep.
Once your visual has popped, I'm going to want to listen. So I'll click on the volume button so I can hear it. Then your audio can pop. But I still need a hook. I still need you to bring me something of value, and then you need to close.
Yes.
You need to tie down. Give me a tie down or a takeaway. What's the why? That's if you tell me the why, end with the why. You need to know this because it's for a limited time only. You need to know this because it's changing January 1st.
Yep.
Right? That it's not necessarily a CTA or a call to action, but it is a why. That's just video content creation in general.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, if you're posting a picture or a video of your daughter at her ballet recital and she's 5 and cute,
yep,
you don't need anything more than the little twinkle twinkle little star going in the background. That audio will be muffled.
Yes, that works.
And, we see little Madison on the right-hand corner, and, she's dancing her butt off while, one other girl's sitting on her butt picking her nose, right? It's cute. It's funny. It lets us know what you're doing as a person.
Correct.
But if it's a piece that you're putting together to promote your business, that's where we need to keep it simple, stupid. Tell me what you're going to tell it to me. Give me a tie down, a takeaway. Make sure you're catching my attention up front and early.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, Dio. I'm going to ask you a question. 5-10 years ago, would you have ever went out in the mortgage real estate industry without sending out flyers or a business card?
No.
That's like you have to, right?
Yes.
That is the same way now with video content and social media marketing. If you don't have social media marketing and you don't use video marketing as like a feather in your cap or a tool in your tool belt, that is equivalent to being like 10 years ago, not having business cards, going out to functions, and not sending out mailers. That's what I would equate it to.
Yeah, how about this? I haven't ordered business cards in 3 years.
Wow.
In 3 years. I use business cards more often to take notes on the back of them than I do to actually hand out. It's like, look, if I meet you, it's pretty easy for me to say, oh, hey, I'll grab my phone.
Yep.
I'll friend request you.
That's it.
I will look you up on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Which we haven't gotten into that, and we won't have time to do that today. I might say like 30 seconds of my own opinion. I may tell you, oh yeah, if you need to find me, DustinOwen.com.
Literally,
just go to all my contact information. You tell people all the time, but it's true. Google,
just Google it.
Google now. John and Coleman are fairly common names, but
strategy.
If you started, hold on. I'm sure if I went to Google and I said John,
chill. You can't give people all the secrets.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure we're running up on our time right now. I have a question for you and I have a statement. I'll start with my statement because my question may take us down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
Statement. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is fantastic if you want to stay business, stuffy, boring.
Yes. Yes.
And look, some of us work in an environment. If you're a certified financial analyst, you're not doing this stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah.
On Facebook. You're not doing the stuff we're talking about on Instagram. Not yet, but you might need to.
Yeah.
You might need to. You're just going to need to find a little bit more of a polished or professional way of doing so.
It's difficult to build meaningful relationships on LinkedIn because it is so business oriented and so like me. Look at what I got. I got a promotion.
It's stuffy.
It's very
LinkedIn
stuffy.
is stuffy.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be recruited. It's a great place to be recruited or to be a recruiter. Certain platforms need to have, but if you're looking to sell and market and network and be a human and be a person, LinkedIn's not where it's at.
Nope.
Facebook, Instagram, that's where it's at.
Yep.
We're going to have to come back to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is like next level to me.
Yeah, that's deep.
And YouTube is think about yourself hosting your own podcast.
Literally.
Yourself doing 3 to 5 minute segments where you're producing content with lighting and microphones. You're bringing things of value. Like that's next level. Today, not so much.
We just want to rip off the Band-Aid and introduce you to just inspire you to pick up the phone and just hit the record button.
Okay, so this is my question.
Okay.
This is getting to know John Coleman for the audience. True or false? Do you, because I don't know this, do you have an Emmy?
Yes.
You have an Emmy.
I have an actual Emmy.
Like you have like your name is associated with an Emmy.
It's not the swan holding the globe. It's a golden plaque. I had to pay $345 for.
Okay, is it like real?
Oh, absolutely.
Like real.
Yeah, Winslow, absolutely real. It's plaque certified. You, John Coleman, hereby have one.
Because there, all of us in various, restaurant business, hotel business, financial advisors, life insurance, realtors, loan officers.
Yes.
We all have magazines that do paid advertisements that would make us a Circle of Excellence Award winner.
Yes.
As long as I paid them $400 and they'll give me a plaque. Is your Emmy like that?
No, my Emmy was I was on a group project where there were smarter people on the team with me, but we all got the same grade. So they got the Emmy. My name was associated with working on the team. Therefore, by proxy, I also received an Emmy.
So you are Emmy award-winning John Coleman.
Oh yeah, I lead with it on my resume, and it's not a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've read your resume. Yeah. I had an interview at one point, and that popped.
Yeah.
And that popped. Like, I have a state championship ring. I'm a state champion in Florida baseball. Florida baseball. I didn't play a lick. My pants didn't even match. But I was on the team. Look, if the first baseman and the catcher went for a ball.
Yes.
In the foul together, like let's say they're chasing a foul ball.
Yeah.
They ran into each other. Both got knocked out. I would have gotten the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
But hey, you still got the hardware, bro.
Yeah. But I'm still a state champion.
1995
Lyman High, baby.
No one can ever take that away from you.
Just like your Emmy. But you are Emmy award-winning John Coleman. What was the project?
It was actually for ESPN and Madden did a partnership called Virtual Playbook in 2009. Basically, when sportscasters, say you were on ESPN and you had Trey Wingo walk on, we would do a thing where we would virtually impose like players from Madden. So you would have like the offensive line there, and imagine Trey Wingo saying, on this 3-4 defense, you have Von Miller kind of splitting up the middle, and he's tackling Aaron Rodgers. I would go in the game, and
that actually sounds like that was what you had to do.
Oh yeah, I really had to do.
It was Von Miller. It was a 3-4 defense.
So it's not made. Yeah, so I'd have to go in there, I'd work with. It was actually pretty cool. I'd talk with all the anchors and be like, hey, can you get the quarterback to kind of do this bootleg rollout and throw it to that receiver? And I would tell him, no, you can't do this, but you can do this. So I was kind of responsible for recording all the gameplay, and then eventually they got on air, and it was part of like a multi-year deal. And honestly, fast forward like 10 years now, anytime you watch a sports broadcast, whether it be NASCAR, college football, college basketball, the 3D monoliths that kind of is superimposed, that I was part of the team that started that.
Okay.
So that's where it kind of...
So could you win future Emmys for some of the groundwork you helped lay?
Oh, yeah. Not at ESPN, not at EA Sports, but for here, I expect us to win a couple Emmys with this thing we got going on here.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah. There's nothing like setting lofty goals. Ladies and gentlemen, literally, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for getting this far into the podcast without tuning us out. If you like what you hear, do us a favor. Let us know. If you hate what you hear, his name is John Coleman. You can find him on Google. But share it. Tell your friends about it. Tell your clients about it. We are here to serve you, to help make all of us collectively better at what we do.
Yep.
I'm Dustin Owen. He's John Coleman. We're out.
Peace.